Shalom and Shavua Tov. Peace to you and a good week from Rabbi Arthur Segal's Jewish Spiritual Renewal. Today we will continue a bit with Talmud tractate Derek Eretz ZUTA, chapter 6, verse 1. Love doubtfulness, i.e. everything shall be doubtful to you until you convince yourself of it. One of the greatest gifts God has given us, according to Rabbi Ibn Pekuda, in his 950-year-old text, Duties of the Heart, is wisdom. God has given us sophisticated faculties of perception and intelligence. Wisdom is the life of man's spirit and the light of our intellect. It leads us to be able to discern for ourselves. Pekuda teaches us that even blind faith in the existence of God is not Judaic. We must use our intelligence and wisdom rationally to come to the conclusion that God exists and of his unity. It is our love of doubtfulness, if we take this doubt and use it to explore, that leads us to the truth. Note that the verse says everything. We were not meant to be spoon-fed data and opinions by television pundits or newspaper editorials today, nor by rabbinic sermons 950 years ago. We are to study, explore, ask why, and ask to be shown proof. Hence, the love of doubtfulness leads us to emet, truth. The concept of gurus, or even rabbis, giving us all the answers is not Judaic. Our rabbis are to challenge us, to teach us how to study, to teach us how to ask, and if we walk out of a class with them being more confused than when we entered, all the better. Judaism was not meant to be a religion where we went to Shabbat service once a week, or maybe even once a month, listen to a sermon, and accept it as truth. The love of doubtfulness leads us to the love of study. True dogma doesn't exist in pure Judaism. Dogma is the established belief or doctrine held by a religion. It is authoritative and not to be disputed, doubted, or diverged from by the practitioners or the believers. Our Talmudic rabbis disputed, doubted, diverged, and disagreed on most everything. When the Rabbi, Maimonides, in 1166 Morocco, wrote his Creed for Judaism, listing 13 dogmata, his fellow rabbis rallied against this. These principles were controversial when first proposed, evoking criticism by Rabbi Chazdi Kreskis and Rabbi Yosef Albo, and were effectively ignored by much of the Jewish community for the next few centuries. Without study, we truly cannot stand for something, and when we don't stand for something, we will fall for anything. So much of what we think is fact vis-a-vis Judaism or Jewish history is misinformation. And yet we make our choices, even write checks for causes based on false data. It has been quipped that most people would rather die than think, and most, unfortunately, do. According to Rabbi Meir, when one studies Torah for its own sake, Torah Lishma, the creation of the entire world is worthwhile for him alone, and he brings joy to God. Just as a child must satisfy its hunger day by day, so must the grown man busy himself with the Torah each hour. A single day devoted to the Torah outweighs 1,000 sacrifices at the ancient temple. And according to Rabbi Meir, a non-Jew who studies the Torah or Bible is as great as the high priest. All of these comments about studying Torah can be applied to today's politics, science, ethics, etc. We are taught the fable of the fish and the fox, in which the latter seeks to entice the former to dry land. The lesson is the Jews cannot live without Torah, just as a fish cannot live without being in the ocean. A democracy cannot flourish if its citizens are not well informed by their own intellectual pursuits and instead are given so-called facts intravenously by being plugged into entertainment news channels. So we are to love doubtfulness as this leads us to truth and undoubting. Shalom uvracha, peace and blessings, until we meet again.